He leaves Cleveland. He pisses off Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
He leaves Miami. He pisses off Pat Riley.
Welcome to a brand new edition of the Retro Room Podcast here on the Cruise Control Podcast Network in collaboration with ballislife.com. As always, I'm joined by a great friend of mine, Mr. Denny Blanco on IG. Sir Denny Blanco?
Yes, IG
and Twitter.
Sir.
Right. Sir Denny Blanco.
Yeah, you do the pause because it makes it more, you know what I mean? A little sprinkle.
All right, so we got Sir Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter. You got me on both IG and Twitter at Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, the letter J, CRUZ. You can find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast, and also on ballislife.com. Also, big shout out to our good friends at Red Bull. See the nice cans in the fridge behind me. All right, so this episode of the Retro Room will be solely focusing on LeBron James, his second stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So a year and a half ago, I did a part one called "The King in the Land," which is basically talking about LeBron with the Cavaliers until 2010 before he goes to Miami. So I had Jeff Eisenband come on. We spoke about the 03 draft, LeBron being Rookie of the Year in the playoffs and going to the finals, and ultimately losing that series against Boston. We see him take the jersey off, and now it's like, all right, will he stay? Will he go? And ultimately, he goes to Miami for 4 years. So this is where we're gonna pick up from. So we know the story. He goes back to Cleveland. He wins a ring, and he leaves again in 2018. But we have a 4-year of window to kind of talk about what happened in that second stint. So LeBron leaves the Heat in 2014.
Shocking.
He goes to 4 straight NBA finals with Miami. 11, 12, 13, and 14. They win 2 out of 4. Even though they said we're going to win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, and all that.
Got cracked by Dallas.
We know about the Maverick series. He did not play that well, but comes back and beats the Thunder in 2012. An epic 7-game series against San Antonio in 13, and then loses to San Antonio in 14. So before he leaves,
Ray Allen. Go ahead.
I want to get your input as a fan to pick up where we left off. Right. One, how LeBron left Cleveland, his stint in Miami, and with him leaving, did you feel like maybe they had another run, that they can make one more run with the team that they had at that time?
Yeah, I mean, so he gets to Miami and matter of fact, he's already in Miami. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, he's going to stay for a while because they have the best chance of winning, going to the chip every single year. And then he pivoted, and then I was like, okay, he's trying to go someplace else, but he pivoted back home. So then I was like, okay, I know what that means. He's trying to win one for the hometown. And for me, I kept telling everyone that would listen. Shout out to everyone. It is me, the NBA Whisperer. I kept trying to tell y'all, 1 ring in Cleveland by himself, winning it where people come and win it with him, not him leaving and going someplace else, holds more weight than any of them championships he won in Miami. And a lot of people agree with me. That chip that he won, technically, in Cleveland, didn't he beat a 73-9 Golden State Warrior team that I thought was going to win a championship? I thought they were going to win. But literally, you got K-Love back, Kyrie back, down 3-1. Down 3-1, came back and won a series against the Golden State Warriors, one of the best teams one of the best regular season teams in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought his decision to go back to Cleveland was ballsy. I thought his decision to leave Miami, I didn't think he would ever win a chip. And a lot of people, including Pat Riley, thought he would never win a chip.
Going back to Cleveland.
Absolutely. Because people have to understand, too. He leaves Cleveland, he pisses off Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
He leaves Miami, he pisses off Pat Riley. Everybody's mad. Somehow, some way, these coaches and GMs thought that they owned LeBron. Like they have this ownership of this man when in actuality they don't. He can go wherever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was exciting. Thought it was great for the league.
We always, on Twitter, we talk about what's your favorite version of LeBron.
Sure.
Your best LeBron.
Sure.
And for me, I felt him in Miami was the best version of LeBron. He was the bad guy. He's the heel. Everywhere they went, it was a sold out crowd. They were booing him when he went back to Cleveland the first time. That was like, holy shit! Like they really just don't fuck with LeBron right now. Because
burn his jersey.
And knowing that he was a free agent, that means you can go anywhere you wanted to.
I have a choice.
He chose Miami, and then obviously he goes with D Wade. There's Chris Bosh. There's Eric Spoelstra. There's Pat Riley. The whole roster.
Birdman.
Like
Mario Chalmers.
Mario Chalmers. Haslam.
Birdman.
And the thing is, Miami was not an already made playoff team to begin with. It was just D Wade. I think they had one playoff appearance in that 2-year span before LeBron and Bosh got there. So it wasn't like a ready-made team and he goes there. But I think for me, Miami LeBron is the best LeBron to me. The numbers are crazy. I think he won MVP once or twice. We spoke about 2 rings over there. And for me to see him leave, it was like, okay, you're leaving Bosh, you're leaving D Wade, you're leaving Pat Riley, you're leaving Spoelstra. That Miami Heat culture. It's like, damn. All right, if you're gonna leave Miami,
what's better than Miami?
Where are you gonna go? LA?
It's better than Miami.
New York? But he goes back to Cleveland and does the whole letter, telling everybody why he was doing this, and it was like a 4-year college run for LeBron.
But
that's what, if you want to break it down, that was like his college, run or going there in Miami. And could they have had one more run with that team? Mind you, they lost to the Spurs. So
they went back and forth. Look, they won. Was it lost one or they won loss?
They won the first time and they lost the second time.
Yeah, that, like I said, if Ray Allen, let me back up. If Coach Pop doesn't take out Tim Duncan on that last possession that Ray Allen hit to step back 3 over Tony Parker, we wouldn't be having this conversation, and Timmy would have an extra ring on his resume. The San Antonio Spurs that next season didn't care about anything else but beating Miami in 7 games. That was their mission because they knew they lost that game. They lost the series last year on some BS. It was literally on some strategy. It wasn't on there. It was a better team. It was a strategy move. Probably Pop's only move. I was just like, no, leave Tim Duncan in for rebounding. Having stated all that, hey, these guys went on I call it the AAU games. They went to play the US. And they had a conversation. They fell in love and decided to play with each other. And it was a great couple of years. The best LeBron.
Yeah. What's your favorite LeBron?
Cleveland's LeBron. Miami's LeBron was all right. When you have weapons, you're in Miami. But when you have no weapons, you have to do more. Like Cleveland, second stint, LeBron, he was tough.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying.
Yeah, he was tough. I mean,
that
that's
second Cav run is not dope, but that Miami.
No, it was just
he was a villain.
Level. Yeah, I mean, again, LeBron heel is great. LeBron heel, and let's be clear, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of photos in the NBA that are like incredible, like history making photos. Like you got the Kobe lean between the legs in LA.
Yeah.
You got the Jordan one when he's the first slam dunk from the free throw. You got that. You got there's so many, but the one with it was LeBron and
that fast break, alley-oop. Yeah.
Come on, bro. That photo right there.
And D-Wade like this.
He threw it up. He was like.
So D-Wade's like this. LeBron's in the air like this, and it's like D-Wade ain't even have to look back.
No, you know what's gonna happen. That's what you.
And I think that's what the NBA needed at that time. They needed. Not saying LeBron was an actual villain. That's what the whole media and fans portrayed him to be.
Let me tell you.
It's like they needed that. I needed someone to hate. I needed someone to dislike. I needed a team to boo every time they come to my arena, and the Heat did that for 4 years.
I compare it to, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I used to watch wrestling a lot in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, and there was a time, and Randy's a wrestling Bible, so he'll love this. There was the WCW, WWF, WWE wars.
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Nitro, Monday Night Raw. No one would have guessed Hulk Hogan turning heel, but it was the best thing ever for wrestling. Not for WCW, not for WWE. It was the best thing for the whole entire industry.
Right.
To see Hulk Hogan turn heel. It turned everything over. So when you see LeBron turn heel, it's like, oh, this is different. LeBron's like, yeah, boo me. Come on. I want that. I need that energy. I want it. Boo me.
Yeah. And LeBron was Hollywood Hogan for 4 years.
Exactly my point. Thank you for picking that up, baby. He was Hollywood Hogan for at least 4. They just walking in with the wolf pack everywhere. Yeah. Heatles. Nigga walked in with Brother Man walked in with the wolf pack every arena. Bosh. D-Wade. You got House. You got Married Charms. You got Birdman.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're here, baby. We're here.
So before we move on, would you have, if you were LeBron, would you have left D-Wade, Bosh, Spoelstra, Pat Riley, Miami, South Beach to go to Cleveland? Would you have done that?
No. And I don't think it would have affected his legacy. Yeah. And his legacy one bit. Wouldn't have affected his legacy one bit if he had stayed there 1-2 more. He'd have had what, 5, maybe?
So you're saying if LeBron would have stayed at least one more year, they would have one more run at the finals.
Yeah, one more run. I don't know. Yeah. You know, they beating San Antonio or they're beating whoever's in the West, but finals in the East, yeah, they go.
Yeah, just imagine it could have been the Heat and the Warriors the following year. We never know. Imagine that.
Boy. Oh, yeah, I love that.
So while LeBron's winning rings in Miami, on the flip side in Cleveland, they were just losing. And in that 4-year run, I think 3 out of the 4 years they had the number 1 overall pick.
I don't even see how that's even doable or even
possible.
Ever happened? Yeah, we've had discussions about this.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, yo, who?
So
who
it's like the NBA
pay off.
It's like the NBA said, all right, you lost LeBron, you got no compensation for LeBron. He just left you. So what we're gonna do is give you multiple first number 1 overall picks for 3 out of 4 years, and
that's not on the NBA. That's on the owner and the management. Okay. So quite frankly, if you're not prepared to lose LeBron's a free agent.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
He can go. Dan Gilbert was like, he won't leave. That was the bet.
Yeah.
Dan Gilbert bet his farm that LeBron would not leave, and he left. He lost.
And
So
that's what I'm saying. So now it kind of, hypothetically, we're saying that here's what we can do for you because you lost LeBron for nothing.
4
And
times.
that whole letter came out. He was like, "You'll never win a ring in Miami. The Cavaliers would win a ring before you do," and that did not happen until LeBron came back. So,
but you know what? What's interesting? He's actually he's actually said the right thing, but the wrong thing, right? Yeah, he's going to win another chip.
Yeah,
just not with Miami. He's going to come back and win a chip in Cleveland. So
yeah, we're going to win. I need you to come back though. Just come back.
Yeah, but again, it goes to show you, the league. I don't know how the league did it, but yeah, 4 in a row, 4 consecutive years. If I'm not mistaken.
No, for what?
The draft picks.
They got 3 out of the 4.
3 out of 4, number 1.
Right, because they get Kyrie in 2011. I believe they get Anthony Bennett in 13.
Canada.
And then they get Andrew Wiggins in 14. Right. So again, what makes this more interesting, the fact that now Kyrie is like the guy in Cleveland. I know that they're not winning, but he's the guy while LeBron is in Miami. So LeBron leaves, and now it's like, okay, we have this number 1 overall pick in Andrew Wiggins, also Bennett from the year prior. It's like, all right, now he wants to form his own big 3 kind of team with Kyrie, LeBron, and now the talk of Kevin Love comes up. It's like, all right, how do we get Kevin Love from Minnesota? So now a deal happens. I'm pretty. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the deal happens before LeBron commits. I think this Kevin Love trade happens before LeBron does that. So ultimately, it's Kevin Love going to Cleveland. Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett go to the Cavaliers. I'm sorry, go to Minnesota. Thaddeus Young goes to Minnesota from Philadelphia. And Philadelphia gets a 2015 first round pick, a guard, Alexei Shved, Luke Bahamute from Minnesota, and Kevin Love goes to the Cavaliers. So when that happens, LeBron said, all right, boom, I'll come back. So now you have a brand new big 3 of LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving. So when you hear that on paper, before they play a game, when the trades happen and LeBron commits, and are you looking like, man, Cleveland can be a real tough team? Do you like this new formation of the big 3 in Cleveland?
Yeah, I thought it was legit. I thought, I was always high on Kyrie. He just needed another co-star to help him out with. And Kevin Love is I want to be
Kevin
correct.
Love was nasty in Minnesota, bro. Double crazy.
See, that's the problem. See, for me, that's the problem. See, because the Kevin Love in Cleveland is not the Kevin Love in Minnesota.
Oh no. Definitely.
You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? And you can say a lot about, well, that's the style of play that LeBron needed to have from Kevin to float for spacing. Maybe, yeah. But the hybrid that was Kevin Love in Minnesota, that's the Kevin Love I loved.
Mm-hmm.
He would be like, okay, because the Kevin Love in Minnesota kind of was a shorter version of Joker. He did everything: rebound, pass, passing,
shoot threes.
He was literally the little version of Joker before Joker came. Like at that time, like he would post you, not like, oh, we're gonna stay on the wing all game. And no, he would post you. You know what I mean? Give you hook shots, drive in the lane, like so. But obviously, so Kevin Love being added to the crew was great, and it gave LeBron another option, and they rolled it all the way to the final.
So now, when you get Kyrie and Love and LeBron, I know LeBron, Wade, and Bosh got 2 rings, but again, on paper, did as a fan, did you feel like, you know what, this big 3 could be as equal to LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, or could possibly be even better? Like, did you feel that this is a better three that can work together? Like it kind of makes sense and it fits better than LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. Or no?
I didn't compare. No? I didn't compare. To be honest, I mean, I really didn't compare. Like, because again,
no, I said it because D Wade's a 2 guard, LeBron's a 3, Bosh a 4, Kyrie's the 1, LeBron's a 3, and Kevin Love is a 4. So now you got a point guard that can kind of facilitate, even though LeBron plays a point guard anyway. Mm-hmm. So, but you have Kyrie, who's a fucking wizard at what he was doing, and not comparing it to D Wade, but D Wade was not the point guard.
Nah, it's a different type of team, right? With different type of attributes. Kyrie's a 2 and a 1. He's a 2 guard in a 1 point guard's body. Mm-hmm. It happens. You've had Allen Iversons. You've had that must be Coach Tibbs calling you about the Knicks starting lineup.
Imagine that.
So Kyrie and Love and LeBron just pose a different defensive strategy for teams as opposed to Bosh. Mm-hmm. And Bosh posted a lot more than Kevin Love did that year. Bosh was technically their big man, so he didn't float too much.
Right.
But Kevin Love floated because they needed driving lanes. So you know what I mean. But Kevin Love was a great piece. Was a great piece, and he's still in Cleveland. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to you, baby. Still in Cleveland, working.
So now this big three comes together. The Cavaliers, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. They end up in the NBA Finals. But in the playoffs, Kevin Love hurts his shoulder in round 1.
Yep.
Against Boston, he's out.
Yep.
Now they get the Golden State Warriors in the finals, and I think Kyrie gets hurt in game 1. They lose that game, so now LeBron is by himself
as usual.
Finals going up against a young Curry, a young Klay Thompson, a young Draymond Green, a very young Golden State Warrior team,
young and spry.
Who, to kind of build them up. They made the playoffs 2 years prior. They have Mark Jackson there. They get in their footing. They getting that experience. Steve Kerr comes on board, and now they're in the finals. So what happens is the Warriors do win in 6. Again, no Love, no Kyrie. LeBron gets damn near a triple-double. I think he averaged.
He was averaging close to a triple-double that series.
32, 34 game. And they give the MVP to Iguodala. Curry gets his first ring. Yep. But again, most of us are going to be here and say, if Kyrie and Love played that finals, the Cavaliers would have won. Are you
Cavs winning? I don't know about winning. Definitely going to be a tough series. I don't know if they win though.
So okay, so you're saying if it was a fully healthy, loaded Cavs in that year against the new upstart young Warriors in the finals, that the Cavs would not have won that series?
The Cavs, I'm not saying the Cavs would have won. I'm not saying that the Golden State would have won. I'm saying I can't pick, which is interesting because we're talking about injuries, which is funny to me. No one really talks about the Andre Iguodala injury. No one talks about it. The series that LeBron wins the chip. He was hurt that series. The series, the year before, Iggy wasn't hurt. That was the year that he won the Finals MVP. He was healthy. So it's not shocking that in that series they're up 3-1. Iggy gets hurt. Iggy actually is your primary defender for LeBron. And don't get me started on what he does on offense. We all saw the block. Iggy healthy doesn't get blocked.
Yeah, but Iggy, you can't compare Iggy to Kyrie or Love because one, Iggy was not. I'm talking about 2015. He was not a starter, right? And he wasn't getting 25, whatever a game that Kyrie was giving you, and a double machine that Kevin Love was giving you. So two of your main starters are out. With no Love and no Kyrie, LeBron has to pick up the slack with the J.R. Smiths and what's the point guard name?
Dellavedova. One of my favorites.
Mozgov, and it's like, all right, fam. Y'all got this, man. Y'all got this.
Yeah.
Y'all got this. All right. So I feel like it's like, I know we'll get there, but I feel like the Cavs and the Warriors won the wrong finals, if that makes sense. Warriors winning in 15 should have been Cleveland. The following year, it should have been the Warriors in that 73 season.
Right. I feel what you're saying.
Because, Draymond gets suspended.
That was a stimulus. That was a stimulus package, too. Don't get it twisted. That wasn't a suspension.
Gets hurt.
Andrew Bogut gets hurt.
So, just to put a cap on 15, the Warriors win that series. In 6, LeBron getting 30 plus a game cannot hold it down by himself without Kyrie and Love. They come back the following year. And again, we get Cleveland and the Warriors in the finals. So now the Warriors are 73-9 with the best record in NBA history, looking to make history by capping off a championship. They're up 3-1 against the Cavaliers. The one game that people should not forget about is Game 5. So Game 5, LeBron and Kyrie both get 40 plus apiece. And this is in Golden State.
80.
So we all know about Game 7, but Game 5 is the game that really turns the tide for the Cavaliers.
Gave them 80 plus between two players. Who else on that roster should be ashamed of themselves?
And that's what I'm saying. Imagine that Kyrie a year prior against Golden State. We could be having a whole different series. LeBron could have had he might have had one in Cleveland in total, but maybe in 15, but not 16.
You're right. The way I'm looking at it, which is it's just a very strange series. But even then, just the injuries, who got injured, when they got injured, the plays that were affected because of said injuries, or the series that were affected because of said injuries. It's just interesting to see, what LeBron did or what he couldn't do with certain players. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the year before, and then the year when he got actually help with Kevin Love and Kyrie. It was it's a legacy performing career for LeBron James. Shout out to you. Shout out to your suspension.
Yeah. So it's like we can always say with Kyrie and Love, Cavs win. With Draymond Green, the Warriors would have won. But Game 5, they win Game 5. They go to a Game 7, and still a finals that people talk about today. We know about the block, and that's where people. I want to shift the balance a little bit. Everybody remembers the block on Iguodala. As a fan, as someone who covers the game and just follows the history, do you feel like the Kyrie shot over Curry to give Cleveland the lead to break that tie gets overshadowed by LeBron's block on Iguodala? Because obviously the block happens first, right? So, someone could say, well, Kyrie don't get that 3 off if there's no block. So, but the block was crazy. I'm not denying that. But Kyrie made that fucking jump shot over Curry to give Cleveland the lead in Golden State. And it's like, I think they're both even. But I feel like sometimes people overshadow the Kyrie shot because of LeBron's block. Am I right or wrong?
What you have to look at is before. I always say the before when it comes to a play. What led to that play?
Right.
If nothing leads to the play, we can't even talk about it. So the block led to the 3.
Mm-hmm.
No block. He hits that 3. Golden State's still up, 2? If Iggy makes that layup,
I think they were tied
We're tied.
LeBron blocks, and then Cavaliers go up 3 with Kyrie's shot.
It changes the momentum of the game. It changed the momentum of the game, that block. So you get a block, then you get a 3. It's game over. The momentum has shifted. There's not much more you can do. So when you mentioned both of them, I say the block for me is most important. The block for me is way more important than the shot because the block starts it.
And LeBron got up high. It was like his whole arm was like over the rim.
No, it was like I'm shocked he didn't. I'm shocked he didn't freaking hit his head on the rim, or he was that high and it looked like he was like, nah. And I watched the play over and over and over again. Iggy had 4 steps on him. 4. Iggy just couldn't get into the 5th gear. He couldn't. He's dribbling. He's like,
He couldn't get that.
Yeah, he's dribbling hard, and he's like, he's extending with all his might because he's hurt. And I forget what it was. I think it was his back. He's extending his back, his paint. And I'm watching LeBron, and he's just like, I'm coming. I'm kind of like that Metcalf rundown in the NFL. It was just like 4 steps. He had a 4-step lead because Iggy was hurt. LeBron caught up, and as soon as he put it up on the rim, bang! I said, oh my God, Jesus.
Yep.
So it's crazy, but you got to get the block first.
Right. So with the block and the 3, ultimately the Cavs win, coming down from 3-1. First team ever to be down 3-1 to win an NBA Finals. LeBron gets that ring he said he will bring back to Cleveland. The Warriors season of trying to make history does not happen. So LeBron and the Cavaliers are on top of the world. And then when you turn around, like a month later, this guy by the name of Kevin Durant signs with the Warriors. He's a free agent. He leaves the Thunder. And the Cavaliers for 2017 and 2018 go back to the finals against the same Warriors, but could not get over the hump because of Kevin Durant. And the Cavs lose in 5, I believe, in 2017, and they get swept in 2018. So I know LeBron tried adding the Darren Williams and the D Wades and the whole bunch of other people to try to find that missing link to get over the hump of the Warriors. They could not do it. LeBron had a crazy game 1 in 2018, triple-double, overtime, and when the whole J.R. Smith stuff. But before that, Kevin Durant in game 3 in 2017, the Warriors are up, 2-0? And then KD just pulls up from 3, guarded by LeBron, Cash, and was like, hold this, and was like, yeah. That pretty much for the deal. For
yeah. I'm happy that things worked out the way they worked out. Unfortunately, it took an injury. It took an injury in a trade for KD to get out of there. But no different than LeBron leaving Cleveland and Miami.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland again to LA. It's just it's legacy. It's legacy. So the question is, see, that's what's funny too, because Draymond was like, yo, we won before you, big bro. Talking to Kevin Durant.
Right.
We won before you, big bro. We don't need you. He's going to have to prove that. Draymond knows he has to raise that trophy to make that statement make sense. Because I was like, man, they're going to get to the chip 5 straight years.
They made 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. 5 straight finals for the Warriors. It's crazy, man.
It doesn't make sense. And like I said,
And some of those series went 7. The Warriors were down 3-1 to the Thunder in 16, and they had a couple game 7s against the Rockets. So they're playing like 100 plus games in that 5-year span in the playoffs. Like, you're just adding mileage of like, I'm trying to win a championship, but damn, I'm playing to June 5 straight years.
All right, we're gonna have to close this because my supervisor just called me.
Oh, work is calling you.
work is literally calling me.
I get it.
Yeah, but no. But yeah, how do you wanna?
I think that was it. So again, they met up in 17-18. The Warriors win. Then it was like, is LeBron going to stay in Cleveland or is he going to go somewhere else? He ultimately leaves to go to Los Angeles. But I feel like that 4-year run going back to Cleveland, I think it was something that he wanted to do. He wanted to get at least one ring for the Cavaliers. He got that in a crazy year that was. Try to get one more. Could they have got one more? I think once you add Kevin Durant to the fold with the Warriors, it's pretty much nothing you could do. So they tried. The Cavs tried, but at least they got one off.
At least they got one off. I do really have to go. Looks like my supervisor's calling me, so I do really have to go.
Sir Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter. You can find the show on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, ballislife.com. Rainy J. Cruz on both IG and Twitter. The Retro Room Podcast. We are out.
Later. Sorry, guys. Gotta go.